Hello and welcome back to the Critically Clueless. My name is The Monk and today we're going to be reviewing a game released back in 2017 called Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. Now this has been published by Ubisoft. It's currently on the Xbox, the PlayStation and the PC. It's just been released on Game Pass as well and will set you back around $15.99 depending on which platform you're buying it on. This game is also on sale an awful lot, guys. So in 2022 with the current game drought, there's never been a better time to revisit old games. Now this is a third-person tactical open world shooter. This is also the 10th installment on the Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon franchise, but it was actually the very first one to ever use the open world environment. And boy, what an open world environment this is. It has one of the largest maps ever put in any game at 170.2 square miles. This game was massive, is massive, and absolutely worth a replay. So what exactly is it that you do in this game? Well, it has quite a few of the familiar trappings that you may expect in a few different RPGs or tactical shooters, in a sense that you can go around completing missions, earning yourself points, unlocking new abilities, unlocking new weapons, customizing your weapons, and taking on the bad guys. Now, of course, this game features endless bad guys. You basically spawn into a map, you take on these objectives, take on these compounds, much like many Ubisoft games. I think we'll all be very familiar with the way they currently set things up. But the best thing about it is that you can approach these missions, these objectives, as and when you want. Now, it does say that this is a tactical shooter. However, I distinctly remember going into compounds with grenade launchers and explosives, and there was nothing tactical about it whatsoever. I think one of the best things about this game is that this is also a 4-player co-op. Yes, that's right. This is one of those games that you can invite your friends and you guys can complete it together. Absolutely love that about this game, and it's one that I happen to do an awful lot. The two guys that I originally started this channel with, both Gavin and Marty, this was one of the first games that we all kind of sat down and played together. This was obviously before the channel launched. We had a blinding time. It was an awful lot of fun, and to be able to coordinate strikes between ourselves, taking down compounds, was just a lot of fun. I loved how much freedom you actually have in this game. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Ubisoft games typically are not tough, and I get that, but the point about Wildlands is that you kind of can control just how hard this game is. You have the ability to turn off the HUD. You have the ability to turn off, seeing through walls, because yes, this game does have, some kind of trappings of flaws of modern games, but you can turn all that off and you can turn it up to high-end difficulty, and it is a lot of fun. And since this game was released, they've released an extra load of features as well, such as Guerrilla, Ghost Mode, Ghost War, and Mercenaries. So not only have you got the main campaign, which received a couple of DLCs, you've also got additional modes to keep you back, to keep you, going back into this game and having a blast both with your friends and on your own. Now, this is a game that you can play on your own. I've completed it on my own, I completed it with friends, and both worked completely fine. I never had any flaws with this game. Remembering that today, in today's world, a game kind of launches with a ton of bugs, but this game just always seemed to work as intended. It was never really, massively laggy, even when you set off, a ton of C4 or a ton of chain reaction explosions. And despite the amount of men and troops that the game would have to constantly bring in to counter everyone that you killed, this game just always performed. Now, obviously, when it very first launched, this was a AAA rated game, therefore it was priced accordingly. Now, sitting at $15.99, it's absolutely worth every single penny to pick it up and try this game. This is also very user friendly. If you've ever played a tactical shooter before, then you're gonna know exactly kind of what you're getting into. Of course, there are training missions. There is like a tutorial or like a step-by-step guide and showing you everything that you can do in this game, and it works out really well. The story mode itself is also really good. There's voice acting all the way throughout this game, as you expect in a AAA rated game. And as you reach kind of, new compounds or new areas, the troops around you will kind of tell you and feed you more and more of the story, which I honestly personally really liked. Now, all this being said, I'm not forgetting that this is a Ubisoft game, and I'm not forgetting that there are microtransactions in this game as well. However, if you play it, you can completely ignore every single microtransaction in the game. You've got absolutely no need for it, but there is that extra content, there if you do want it. This is Ubisoft. They do this thing in every single game, so it's kind of to be expected. However, this game is so good, it doesn't lose any score because of it. I also think that on top of this really good campaign story game where you kind of clear the map of all the mini bosses, there's also a lot of side missions and side hustles in this game where you get to help the resistance, do little mini quests by taking on convoys, by capturing resources for them and just helping them out in general. I really like that. I think the convoys are a lot of fun. And of course, this being one of those open world games, you can kind of stop and take 5 seconds and just do what you want. I remember having a sniper competition with my friends, trying to get, the longest snipe possible. I think the furthest we got is like 1,300 kilometers. Absolutely insane sniper shots. We was, of course, holding the bad guy for the other one to actually, have a shot at. But that was a lot of fun, and this game just offers that kind of level of freedom. Bottom line, I may be a bit of a fanboy for this game. It does hold a lot of love in my heart. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Honestly, guys, for the price, if you enjoy these type of games, and if you just want a brand new game to mess around with your friends, this game is so much better with your friends than solo, but it is still a lot of fun solo as well. I would highly recommend picking it up and giving it a go. Like I said, in 2022, never has there been a better time to pick up an old game. And now at 5 years old, I guess Wildlands kind of fits into that category. But guys, I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you stuck to the very end of it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment red banana down below just to confuse all those people new to the channel or that didn't stick to the very end of the video. But I've been a Monk, and we've been Critically Clueless, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy, and of course, happy gaming.
Marking an enemy.
Fucker knows somebody's gunning for him now.